If you're not growing, you're dying. That's the truth that most people avoid, deny, or simply forget in the chaos of everyday life. But it's there, like a silent law of nature, always operating, whether you acknowledge it or not. Growth is not just a nice idea. It's not a motivational slogan. It's the core essence of life itself. From the tiniest seed pushing its way through the soil to the vast ocean shaping continent. Everything that is alive is growing. The moment something stops growing, it starts the process of decay, and that includes us physically, emotionally, spiritually. You can't manufacture lasting happiness from the outside in. You can't find it in another person. You won't unlock it in a title, a car, a house, or even in the applause of a million people. Those things are momentary hits, quick flashes of dopamine, but they're not the real source of fulfillment. Real, lasting happiness is born from growth, progress, becoming. It's when you're evolving. It's when you're stretching past what you once thought was possible. It's when you look back at who you used to be and say, I can't believe I used to settle for that. See, deep inside every person is a hunger to be more, not out of ego, not out of comparison, but out of alignment with who we truly are. We weren't built to stagnate. We weren't designed to play small, stay safe, or shrink ourselves to fit into other people's boxes. We were made to expand, to rise, to explore the full range of our potential. And when we stop growing, we start to suffer. That suffering shows up as anxiety, as depression, as boredom, as irritation. You don't feel off because something's wrong with you. You feel off because your soul is craving expansion. But growth is not a gift, it's a choice, and often it's uncomfortable. Growth doesn't always feel good. In fact, it rarely does in the moment. It asks you to leave the familiar. It demands you confront your fears. It dares you to stand face to face with your own limitations and say, this ends with me. And that takes courage. That takes will, that takes hunger, because comfort is seductive. Comfort whispers, stay where it's safe, don't rock the boat, don't take that leap. But what comfort doesn't tell you is that staying safe comes at the cost of your soul. People think the pain of growth is too much, but what they don't realize is that the pain of regret is far greater. The pain of waking up one day knowing you could have done more, become more, lived more, that pain haunts. That pain echoes through the years, but the pain of growth, that pain is temporary, that pain transforms, that pain becomes strength, wisdom, insight. It becomes a part of your power. It becomes your edge. The beautiful part about growth is that it doesn't require perfection. It just requires progress, one step, one shift, one decision. You don't have to climb the whole mountain today. You just have to take the next right step. Maybe that's setting a boundary. Maybe that's signing up for the course. Maybe it's having the hard conversation. Maybe it's waking up earlier and taking back control of your mornings. Whatever it is, that single act becomes the spark. And momentum loves motion. Once you take that first step, the next becomes clearer, the path begins to unfold, and you realize it was never about the destination. It was always about who you were becoming along the way. You want joy, grow. You want passion, grow. You want purpose, impact, contribution, grow. Growth is the gateway to everything you're seeking. Because as you grow, your capacity to give, to love, to lead, to serve expands. You're no longer limited by your past or your pain. You're no longer operating from fear. You start operating from vision, from alignment, from truth. And when you do that, you stop surviving and you start living. Think about the happiest people you know. Are they the ones who have everything figured out, sitting back, sipping cocktails on the beach all day? Or are they the ones who are constantly learning, evolving, taking risks, pushing themselves? Real joy comes from contribution, and contribution flows naturally from growth. When you grow, you overflow, and what overflows from you, your love, your strength, your insight, becomes fuel for others. You become a lighthouse, not because you were handed everything, but because you chose to grow through everything. But growth doesn't happen by accident. You can't scroll your way into transformation. You can't wait for the right mood or the right motivation. You have to decide. You have to make growth your standard, not your goal, something that isn't negotiable, something that isn't based on how you feel, but based on who you've committed to becoming. You don't grow because it's easy. You grow because it's who you are. Because deep inside, you know you're meant for more. And yes, there will be resistance. Your mind will try to protect you with fear. Your environment might not support your new identity. People around you may not understand your hunger, but growth is not a group project. It's an individual commitment, a personal promise, and when you honor that promise, everything changes. Life begins to respond, opportunities start to appear, people start to show up, because life always supports growth. Nature leans toward expansion, and so must you. You can't control everything in life. You can't predict every challenge, every loss, every twist in the road, but you can control whether you grow through it or shrink from it. That's your power, that's your freedom, because when you choose growth, even the worst moments of your life become fuel. They become the soil that your future is planted in. Pain becomes purpose, setbacks become setups, and your story becomes someone else's survival guide. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Stop hoping someone will come save you. You're the one you always have been, and growth is the path that leads you back to that truth. It reminds you of who you are, it reconnects you with your power, and it shows you that everything you desire is already within you. It's just on the other side of growth. Look in the mirror right now, that person staring back at you. They're not finished, they're not stuck, they're not broken, they're just becoming. You're becoming, and every choice you make is a vote for who you're becoming. So choose to grow, choose to rise, choose to let go of who you were so you can make room for who you're meant to be. Growth is messy, it's non-linear, it's full of failure, trial, error, and course correction. But that's what makes it real, that's what makes it powerful. Anyone can stay the same. It takes a warrior to grow, it takes a leader. It takes someone who is more committed to their vision than their excuses, more in love with their future than attached to their past. And here's the truth, you are that person. You just have to remember, you just have to wake up and claim it. You have to act in spite of fear. Move even when it's hard, show up even when you're tired, because that's what growth requires. It doesn't demand you be perfect. It demands you be present, be willing, be bold. There's a version of you that you haven't met yet. A version that is stronger, wiser, more grounded, more powerful, more fulfilled. That version of you is not in some far-off place. They're inside you right now, waiting to be activated, waiting for you to grow into them. And the key that unlocks that door is your decision to grow, to become, to evolve. The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it, because in growing you will experience a depth of life that most people never touch. You'll find joy not in what you have, but in who you're becoming. You'll build a confidence that doesn't come from praise, but from pride, from knowing that every day in some way you are getting better. And that's the real win. So ask yourself, what needs to grow in you? Is it your mindset, your emotional resilience, your habits, your willingness to take responsibility? Whatever it is, start there, start now. The best time to grow was yesterday. The second best time is today. You are not here to stay the same. You're not here to play small. You're here to expand, to stretch, to transform. And every challenge you face is not in your way, it's on the way. Every difficulty is an invitation, every obstacle is a doorway, and every day you have breath in your lungs, you have a choice to grow or to shrink. Make the choice to grow every day in every area, not because you have to. Because it's who you are, because you were born to become, because growth is not just a path to happiness. It is happiness. Growth is life, and life, when truly lived, is more than survival. It's more than existence. It's a journey of becoming all you were meant to be, and that journey begins right now. So let this be the moment you draw the line, the moment you say no more waiting, no more shrinking, no more playing small. Because growth isn't something you chase when it's convenient. It's the fire you feed daily. It's the reason you rise. It's the standard you set for your life. Growth is not just the key to happiness, it's the foundation of it. Because when you grow, you don't just change your life. You become the kind of person who can transform the lives of others. So make the decision today to grow relentlessly, to rise unapologetically, to become the fullest, most powerful version of yourself, because growth is life, and life is waiting for you to claim it.